Well, hello there, everyone. Well, it's simply Saturday. However, this Saturday is the last day of 2022. It's December 31st, 2022. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah! We have made it through another year. Almost. Got to make it to midnight, right? So, Happy New Year, everyone. And here I am coming to you once again from South Florida. It's Mazske Finance. And I will give my little disclaimer here, even though someone commented on in a video a couple days ago. It's like, why should we listen to you when you're not as I say, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney. I am a guy who shares experiences, dreams, how I made it to multimillionaire status. I've showed the blueprint for how I did it, the roadmap how I did it. I explained how I've gotten on the property ladder. I've explained how I've ventured out into alternative investments that are doing well. I've told you my highs and my lows. I've told you about mistakes I've made. I've told you about successes I've had. I do this with the one intent to try to help you. Okay? So that being said, do you make New Year's resolutions? A lot of people do. Most people that do, they fail at them. They don't play out like they think. Okay? So that being said, you're different. You're a contrarian type person. You are an investor or will soon be an investor. And that's different than the majority of people. All right? You're in the minority if you're an investor, I dare say. Because you're going above and beyond just your 401k or your workplace plans. I don't want to sneeze in the camera here. I'm trying to stop it. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So keep at it. Keep plugging away. Remember, life is a journey. Investing is a journey. It's not a get rich quick scheme that you get rich overnight. It takes a period of time. Dion from Dion Talks is famous for saying his goal is to help you become financially independent within 10 years, because that's what he did. I became more or less financially independent in 4 years, but I had 30 years prior to that of learning how to live frugal and paying off my primary residence and that sort of thing that laid the groundwork for my final 4 years. Okay, so we're all different. We're in different parts of the world. We're in different parts of the country. We have different jobs. We have different lives, different families, etc., etc., etc. But we all have one thing in common. We are investors. And one goal that you may have, I talked about this different times, is set a broad goal of that you want to become wealthy. And you can be wealthy in so many different ways. But with this channel, we talk about financial wealth. Okay, but you can be wealthy with your health, just with your life, with your family, your spouse, your partner, your children, your parents. You can be wealthy in so many different ways. Okay, but with wealth, do set some goals. Always set goals. I like to set goals. Write them down on paper, write them down on the computer, write them down on your phone, whatever you do. But put them down and set short-term goals, set long-term goals. Okay? And the way I explain this is I explain how I set goals. Okay? I had notebooks. I've showed them to you before. I got some notepads here. I don't use them per se as much because I use the bigger notebooks. I need more space. I am every day almost writing stuff down. A lot of times it's just numbers. If you looked at it, you'd be like, what does that mean? But I know what it means. And I can look back on stuff. I'm not organized, so I got a couple notebooks and it's like, what notebook did I write that in? Okay, that's just me. I need to do one notebook at a time. I need to get back into that path. But anyway, set goals. I've told many times, but in case you're new to my channel, I told about a goal I set in April of 2019. I sat down, I was living in Virginia, and I wrote down a 2-year plan to get moved down here to Southwest Florida. I knew I was on the verge of becoming financially independent. I knew living here was much more expensive than living in Virginia. And I was like, how do I do it? But I wrote down on paper what I wanted to do. I wrote down where I stood financially, and I wrote down where I thought I needed to be in order to survive down here. And I said, I'm going to do it in 2 years. I didn't know how I was going to do it in 2 years. But by doing that, it got the gray matter churning. It got me thinking and got me figuring things out. And I came up with a plan. And it worked out. And it didn't take me 2 years. It took me 11 months because I moved here in March of 2021. I came up with that plan in April of 2020. If I said April 2019, I meant April of 2020. Okay, I came up with that plan in April of 2020. And I moved here in March of 2021. Okay, 2020 was the year that I bought 14 rental houses. By the time I wrote the plan down in April of 2020, I didn't have 14. I had maybe 2 or something like that. But I set the goal and it played out. Okay. Now, sometimes I think on it, I was like, did I make the right decision by doing this? Because it's expensive here. It's costing me more than what I had budgeted for. And that's not good. You don't want to spend more than you budget for. Okay. But I'm surviving here. I just don't have extra money per se to make all the investments I want and to live the life that I want. So I've set another goal. This is a big goal. If my house is expensive, because I have a mortgage on this house, if it's expensive, how can I solve that problem? I've said on my channel to people, if you have an expensive mortgage, consider selling, moving into a duplex, a triplex, a quadplex, house hack. Eliminate your large expense of your mortgage and buy a multifamily, small multifamily, where your tenants can assist you with paying the mortgage or perhaps pay the entire mortgage. I've suggested that to a lot of people. Most people won't do it because most people don't want to become wealthy. I was strongly considering that, but at the same time, I was like, how do I go from living in, because I'm a little bit older, and I'm living in a very nice house with a pool, with a dock, with a tiki hut. I've showed that stuff to you in videos, and I'll show it to you again. And I was like, how do I just walk away from that and move into an apartment? Excuse me. I could, because it would be temporary. I could. But I've always had another loose thought ever since I was stationed in the country of Panama back in the late 80s. I was like, I always have wanted to return to that country to live there again. Doesn't mean I'm going to live there permanently. But anyway, I've laid the groundwork to get going. I'm not going to talk a lot about that because I've got other videos talk about it, and more videos come where I'm going to talk about it. But the groundwork is getting laid. I'm progressing in that direction, and I am going to put this house on the market. I am going to rehab my swimming pool. I'll show it to you soon, so you can see it one last time, and I'll show it to you hopefully after it's all rehabbed, so you can see what it looks like. All right, because it'll still be a little bit while till it's done, but that's going to happen. My fence that still needs to be repaired should be repaired sometime in January. And some basic landscaping should be done hopefully sometime in January. So the groundwork's being laid. So that means money is being spent. Big bucks again. And I've been spending a lot of big bucks. That's one reason I need to cut down on my spending, because I'm just spending a lot of money living here. I don't like spending a lot of money. So we shall see how that plays out. I might make another short video today on a beach. We're planning to head out soon to go to a beach. I think I know where I'm going to go to. It's probably about an hour and a half from here. So it's a little bit of a drive. We're not beach people per se. I love the beach. But we're not the type of people that just go out and lay out in the beach. I get enough sunshine in my daily life. But we like to walk on beaches. Look at the water, the waves, the peacefulness, the expanse of, wow, we're such little people standing looking at this big body of water. So we're going to head to a beach, I do think. I may record just a small, short video on that beach. We'll see. A lot of times it's noisy on beaches from the wind, and you can't really hear me talking anyway. So we shall see. We shall see. And I'll probably come back with you tomorrow. I really need to pull up the Social Security website again. I did a week or two ago, but I didn't write it down or print it off, and get my annual income. Since I started working, so I can make a video on that. I will do that. I will do it. Maybe I'll do it tonight and record tomorrow. We shall see. But I'll let you know how, when I say I was a blue-collar worker and I've made it to multimillionaire status, I'm going to let you know exactly how I was a blue-collar worker. And I've already given you the blueprint for how I've gotten here, and I'll repeat it in future videos. But I always say, if I can do it, so can you. So can you. It's New Year's Eve, everyone. Have fun tonight, stay safe, and set goals for where you want to go in 2023. You're an individual. You're you. You set your own goals. Feel free to let me know in the comments below what goals you set. So with that being said, have a great day. Stay safe tonight. Hopefully I'll talk to you later from a beach. Maskies signing out.